this time we are turning our attention to the online world of blogs. We've got Peggy here, Paula, a leading portal or leading online platform, especially in Germany, I would say. And so we can really go from labels, from big companies now to a blog, to a connection to the consumer. And obviously we are, Peggy, very interested in finding out, first of all, how did it come about? You've been working on this blog for quite some time by now. How long is it?
7 years.
7 years, there you are.
In May.
Yeah. Okay.
So quite some time. It was one of the first blogs really dedicated to kids fashion, kids design and the whole kids world.
Yes.
So it's not a mom blog, it's really about fashion, design, lifestyle. And I started because it's my passion. I was always interested in nice things for my own kids, and special things that not everyone had. I didn't like pink for girls and blue for boys. So finding different things, and then I decided to start a blog. It was the first thing that came in my mind that I wanted to share.
Did you work? Doing a blog, requires you to, make good photographs, write good text. I'm obviously putting this in a very succinct way. Did you work in, editorial area before, or how come that you felt so confident about, putting copy on a website and pictures, etc.?
No, I actually didn't do anything in the field before, and like I said, it's 7 years, and 7 years back it was a different world. It was, blogs started to come along and to grow, but it was not the same as today, where blogs are part of marketing plans, where we are now called influencers, where people have millions of followers. It was a very different world, and I really just started. I just decided what I like, and I wrote about it, and I put it out. And of course, over the time it grew. I bought different cameras, I took more professional pictures, but I don't have any graphic design, photography, or designer skills.
Is it just for our audience to understand, because many people don't really know how a blogger works? What's your schedule? Do you have to get up at a certain time and then really fill the platform with contents every hour or so? Do you have people who support you? Do you need a team because this is a 24-hour kind of presence? How does one organize that?
Basically, I would say it's really up to you. If you want to do 24 hours, you can, because there's always somebody up somewhere in the world. And as most of our business is really on the social media channels, you can feed them 24 hours, 7 days a week if you want. But then
you don't want to.
No, I have 4 kids. So I'm a mom and I run my own business, and no, I don't want to. And I also think it's healthy to decide to dedicate a few hours a day or 8 hours a full working day, but not the whole day. And then it's, I think it's really everyone's decision. I do it by myself, and I have a few contributors to the blog that help me, but I basically do everything myself. I do all the social media channels and so on. But it's also, I actually do see the blog as one of my babies. It's like my 5th child, so I'm very protective. And I'm very selective also on what goes on there and what not. So
Wow.
It's my passion still. After 7 years, I'm still.
So tell me, now you come to Pitti Bimbo, to Florence. What are your expectations? Why are you here? Who do you want to meet? Who would you like to talk to? What's the reasoning to coming here?
When I go to the shows, my expectation is always to find something new, because that's also my passion. I like to discover new brands that I didn't know that are new, and that's always my big goal, to find something new. And the next is really to catch up with people from the industry, people I Skype or email with, to finally see in person. It's always nice. And the whole atmosphere, of course. the inspiration you get when you leave and you have your head full of pretty things.
And Pitti is quite creative, isn't it? It's quite, it's an abundance of colors and all kinds of impressions, really.
It's, you can really see how important kids fashion is during these days.
Yes, there are lots of people who really put their soul and heart into this into this business. Do you go to other trade fairs, smaller ones, local ones, in order to get some ideas, in order to discover new?
Paris.
Okay.
Yep. And I go to Sixt in Copenhagen.
Yes.
These are my main fairs.
Okay. And coming back to the the blog itself, you have lots of contact to manufacturers, to companies. How, again, very simple question, how do you organize that? Because again, you need to talk to these companies might approach you, so you have to scan these companies somehow, because you seem to have very clear ideas of what you want on the site and what not. How do you go about that? Because these business people are sometimes quite experienced, and they might take you to I don't know where, and suddenly you realize something has happened that you didn't want, i.e. you have something on the website that you think doesn't fit. But obviously you are able to avoid that. But how do you do it?
It's a really simple answer. It's really, I get the email and I click on either the pictures or the link, and I look at it and I decide if I like it or not. And I go from there. It's it can happen that I maybe don't like the pictures, but I can see the product behind is actually interesting. Then I start to think, like, how could I present it? Can I maybe take my own pictures? Can I put my kids in the clothes and present it in that way? If the whole brand is really not to my
liking,
then it's a no. It's really simple as that.
It's obviously there's some discussion going on really on a national and international stage about new ways to reach the consumer, and brand owners, manufacturers are trying all kinds of means in order to display their products and to show them to the consumer. Blogs have become a very important channel via which consumers can be reached. So in a way it's becoming very commercial, or the dangers, it becomes very commercial. On the other hand, you want it to be, I take it, very authentic.
Yes.
Again, is that a challenge at times, or can you just say, because you consider it as your baby, as your company, you don't necessarily want it to grow, to have 20, 30 employees, and therefore you are quite independent? Or would you actually like to grow it, but then it may become difficult?
It is. There's temptation, of course, when you get approached by bigger brands or bigger companies that can pay you in sums that are more interesting or more important. And yes, of course, I agree, you can be tempted, but then I can't. It's really I just can't do it, because I can see it's not me, it's not my blog, it's not what it stands for. And like I said, sometimes I might have an idea on how I can implement it somehow and make it work for me, for the blog, for my family, but it's very, very rare. And then it might work, but otherwise it just...
When you look at your blog, do you speaking as an editorial person, we define certain areas that we want to touch on because we know that's of interest to the reader. Do you have certain predefined areas, content areas that you want to put to fill something in every day or every 2 days? And are there, when you go to a trade fair like this, when you read something, are there new areas of interest coming up that you might then decide to integrate into your online offering? So do you, in a way, really think quite structured about the contents that you put on the on your website, on your blog?
The blog stands for kids fashion, design, lifestyle. So we do cover fashion, toys, furniture. Also a bit about my private life as an international family, because it's a blog, it's authentic, so people like to see a little bit about the person who's actually writing it.
May I ask how old your children are?
The youngest is 16 months.
Okay.
And then I have a 4-year-old.
Yes.
And a boy, he's 7, and a 9.5-year-old.
Okay, good. And so they don't yet really have a voice, do they?
Well, 3 of them grew up with the blog. Yes. So they know it from the beginning. They know what I do.
Yes.
And of course, I respect them. They're my children. I have a husband, and I would never do anything that they would say no, I don't agree on. But of course, they also know that I really, really love what I do. And I would never show my children in a negative way. That's not how I see them myself. And of course I do take a lot of pictures of them, but also only when they are happy with that. Of course, they're children, so sometimes it's not a good day, or they just don't feel like, and then we don't.
Yes, okay.
It's maybe not always easy, because you have plans in your head, but that's how it is.
Yeah, okay, it's very good. Yes, it's a fascinating insight you've given us. Thank you very much. May I just, last question, how many followers do you have? What is, you called yourself an influencer, which is, the official kind of term. How many, hits, likes, followers do you need to become a kind of a leading influencer?
I think these days you don't have to always reach the highest numbers to actually be an influencer. You really have to know what you're doing and to be the leader in your niche. Kids fashion, especially the smaller brands and labels, it's a niche. And for that one, yes, I think I'm an influencer, because people turn to Paul and Paula when they want to see what's new, what's coming, what are the trends. And the numbers, we have around 10K on Facebook at the moment. We're on all social media, we have a lot on Pinterest, and it's very visual.
Great, lovely, wonderful. Thank you so much indeed for this insight, and have a good trade fair.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.